Some of the accident and incident scenarios common to the provision of public transportation services are hardly surprising and account for the bread and butter cases most experts in my field engage in. These include onboard slips and falls, boarding and alighting accidents, and vehicle-pedestrian collisions, of which I've been involved in more than 80. What is surprising to a lot of attorneys are some of the themes that comprise a significant percentage of my work that one might never think of, like my involvement in 20 lawsuits involving passenger molestation and assault. Even more surprising is the fact that what most attorneys think are the cause of an accident are merely its symptoms. A salient example includes the more than 60 lawsuits I've been engaged in that involved wheelchair tipovers. While one's first instinctive explanation for such accidents focuses on negligent training, securement system deficiencies, and simple driver error, two of these three themes are generally unrelated to causation in any way. And while driver error is usually involved, the principal cause of almost every single one of these accidents is the fact that the schedule was too tight. In fact, I have found that the schedule was too tight in more than half of the more than 400 accidents or incidents in which I've been involved as an expert, regardless of the accident scenario. Further, the factors that contribute to schedules being too tight cover an enormous range of institutional and financial problems. The reliance on scheduling software and the almost absolute vacuum of monitoring, much less effective monitoring, that permeates almost every transportation type in this country and probably many other countries. These observations help to explain why only an extremely advanced expert witness with a sweeping knowledge of almost every aspect of operations is essential to the understanding and successful presentation of a case involving almost every scenario conceivable. They also help explain why the initial discussion about a case cannot bear fruit if it is only 5 minutes long, and why the goal of so many attorneys to follow the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid, is usually a mistake, since in public transportation related lawsuits, very few cases really are simple, and the effort to make them so generally translates into losing them. While the range and variety of accident and incident themes would appear to be almost infinite, in reality they are not. Instead, the vast majority of case scenarios fall into roughly 24 or so of what I call common accident and incident scenarios. These are boarding and alighting, bus stop selection and positioning, careless or reckless driving, crossing, digital madness, drugs and alcohol, eggshells and other vulnerable passengers, fatigue and catastrophic accidents, hiring and retention, improper curbing and kneeling, inertial and centrifugal forces and suspension systems, maintenance, mirror usage and adjustments, onboard slips and falls, passenger handling and assistance, passenger molestation and assault, product defects, product retrofits and retrofit failures, route and schedule design, seat installation and usage, seating and securement, signage and warnings, stepwell and handrail design, training and monitoring, evaluation, supervision and enforcement, vehicle-to-vehicle collisions, wheel crushes, wheelchair and passenger securement. A video of this length cannot possibly provide a snippet of detail about any of these scenarios. However, you can find a tight, coherent overview of every one of these scenarios, often with illustrative photographs, on my website, transault.com, by clicking on an icon titled Common Accident and Incident Scenarios. But the 1 or 2 page explanations you find will not simply comprise superficial definitions of these scenarios. They will focus on the genuine essence of those factors that cause them. I would strongly advise every attorney responsible for a public transportation related lawsuit to take a hard look at this section of my website and to use this section to identify what the true issues of the case are, rather than those that come to mind to someone outside the transportation field, as brilliant as he or she may be.